nurture that spark until it becomes an ember, and then start putting kindling on that ember until it becomes a flame. I believe is an overused and abused axiom, or mantra, or maxim, whatever you want to call it. It is often confused with how much shit you can put on, how much multicam, Kevlar, Fastech snaps, and Velcro.
If you truly want to be successful, you have to make sure that you wake up every single day and be excited, be motivated, go out there and pursue your dreams with the utmost passion. You have to understand that what you want to do is what you want to do. You have to go out there and make people understand that you're doing this because you want to. Nobody's going to be telling you what to do or how to go out and become successful, because each and every person has a different journey, has a different path, and is doing their own thing. And that's the beauty of it. Each person is not doing the same thing, and everybody's going about it a different way. So if somebody's ahead of you or behind you, that doesn't mean that they're doing better than you or worse than you. It just means that they're at a different stage, a different pathway, and they're doing it a different way than you, and that's great. And one of the biggest things that comes to it is you are going to fail. But when you fail, it's all about how you get up and rise to the occasion. It's about how you keep moving forward, about how you keep your dream alive, and making sure that you don't quit and you don't stop dead in the tracks and never pick it up again. For you see, there's a huge difference between giving up and failing. When you fail, you have the opportunity to get up and try again. But when you give up, that's when everything stops, when it just hits the fan and you don't have a chance to try to rekindle that flame that you once had to try to become successful. When you give up, you throw everything in the water and just get rid of it. You don't even try again, and that's one of the worst things you could possibly do. You should never ever give up. But when you fail, use that as a great learning opportunity to learn what to do and how to go about doing new things in different ways to get the better results.
In fact, it has very little to do with that. Of course, we do need to train with that kit on to shake our gear out, to make sure we can work out of it, to make sure that when we run, we're not leaving a yard sale behind us. I think that the most valuable thing that I got out of my time, not only in the military, but since it was all special ops times, is the people with whom I work. Because you're only as good as that guy next to you. When you're in small units and you spend a lot of time in them, the relationship that you have with another guy, all at the risk of sounding kind of goofy, is almost at an intimate level.
I was almost falling into that rut of accepting mediocrity. Plus, what I didn't know is that I had depression. I didn't know that, because no idea, which is common, especially in like the spec ops world. Mm-hmm. Guys retire because you've been there in units with the same guys for a long time. All right, time to get our blaze on. Appropriate reception and kinesthetic awareness. Additionally, visual acuity, footwork, neglected on the flat range. We've got to move on the flat range. We've got to incorporate movement. Fighting is fighting. Whether it's here, or whether it's with a gun, there's going to be movement. We need to learn proper footwork. Where's the target? I don't know. I have a gun in my face. So, talk a little bit about range theatrics. There's a lot of goofy stuff out there. Don't get sucked into it. Always question whether or not it makes sense. What makes sense is train for the fight. Proper bullet placement. Check your work through your sights. Train in periods of limited visibility. Train in adverse weather conditions, etc. But it has nothing to do with train like you fight. We can still train without wearing all that stuff. Of course, we do need to put it on. Train like you fight is getting out of that flat range mentality, breaking the bonds of institutional inbreeding, checking your work through your sights, training beyond the drill, staying in the fight, working during periods of limited visibility, and working in adverse weather conditions. There's a level of intimacy there that can't be replicated with another human being. And then when you retire, you miss that camaraderie, that connection. So I had, working for a corporation, I had a really bad relationship. I was living in the bonus room of my garage. I lived there for 5 years on chemistry, prescription meds, go big pharma. So if it had anything to do with what I was wearing, and me being a civilian and doing marksmanship training primarily to dissuade home invasion, shouldn't I be on the range in my boxer shorts? If when I work out, shouldn't I be doing it in full kit every time? That would be ridiculous. We need to wear it sometimes, but once again, nothing to do with what we are wearing. Those are examples. Train like you fight.
If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing for more.